Hello, everybody, and welcome again to the Press Box, a weekly presentation from the Dispatch and the Rock Island Argus, presented by Zeglin's TV and Appliance. We so appreciate them. I'm Steve Tappa. This is Marc Nesseler. Rocking the camera is Todd Meisner. We're here huddling up, talking about prep football, and what an exciting week. UT got a win. You were there.
Well, you know, I credit our bobblehead from last week, the Pope, playing on a Sunday. You know, it was all in UT's favor.
Blessings.
And really the excitement was there. It was great to see the UT fans and players and coaches smiling, something that I hadn't seen in many times that I've covered UT.
Sure.
And you know what? There was times in the past 10 years, and I know it used to be up on our bulletin board, Ness says. I said UT's going to finish 5-4. You remember that a couple times, 5-4, and so they've struggled. I'm going to say it now. I really like this UT team. I really think that Dakari Mars is the real deal. If he gets some blocking, they've got some confidence, which, you know, that gets us into our next bobblehead for this week.
And it helps their defense.
Yes.
Helps their defense. We talked about it with Jason Kirby before the season. Good running attack, helping their defense, keeping their defense fresh, keeping their defense off the field, shortening the game. You know, and the biggest thing, we've said it, seems like the entire season of the Press Box so far, if you compete, you have a chance. Right. And UT's been competed.
Yep. Well, special guest this week.
Yes, I see that.
The Jimmy Buffett bobblehead.
That's almost like the Pope.
It's almost like the Pope. It's, you know, like just a step below the Pope.
Pope of the Islands.
Exactly. But which leads us to the question, you know, Buffett themed. Obviously, we got cheeseburgers and we got the whole real deal here.
I like that.
And you like that,
yeah.
You know, little prop. But speaking of Quad City football, which teams are ready to be like a volcano, Buffett song, ready to explode?
Sure.
And which ones are still looking for their lost shake or assault? By the way, I brought my headgear for the Buffett theme. I brought you a headgear. This is actually a hat, which you can wear.
That now?
You can well if you
later.
Want to. Yeah, later. We'll save it for later.
Okay, right.
We'll get the discussion out of the way first. So let's go. Ready to explode. See, I think UT.
Well, and they're all, you know, the four Metro teams in the Big Six are all 1-2.
Right, and Quincy's the only Big Six team that's 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, I told UT after Sunday, I said, "Hey, you guys got the second best record in the conference," and they like that like that thought. But you know, you got UT playing hosting Alleman, and it gets tougher. Not only do they host Alleman, but then you only have 4 days to prepare. And I think that's the toughest situation. If they had a full week, I think it would be a fair, square deal. But since they're shortchanged by that Sunday game, and like UT coach said, nobody likes to play a Sunday game for that reason.
Right.
Is you
get you off schedule. Football's so much about the schedule and the routine and he says, what you got to do.
Right. And so, you know, I think obviously that plays to Alleman's favor. UT is hosting, though, and I think that helps. Although UT just got done playing on turf, and I really liked the way they looked on artificial surface.
Yeah.
Their play calling was good. The way they, you know Mars is going to get the ball, and the way that it's the other plays that I think are going to make the difference.
Right.
Now you saw Alleman.
And Alleman, Todd DePorter said it Friday. He goes, "We took a little bit of a step back here."
Really?
It was a close game. It was a competitive game. It was 14-14. A couple turnovers made it 28-14. Sterling, Alleman came back to make it a 7-point game. Had the ball at the end of the ball game, but they were 40 yards from scoring. Yeah. Desperation heave, intercepted.
So we needed a Hail Mary. We needed a little more of that Pope bobble last week.
They were more concerned with, you know, they didn't hold on to the ball, 5 turnovers. They had some penalties that really cost them some possessions where they thought they could do something, and then all of a sudden they're backed up and in a hole and couldn't get their offense going really. Yeah. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting. Alleman at UT is going to be an interesting game.
Right, and I think it's more interesting because of Sunday's, outcome. Now, my weekend. Here's my weekend.
Yeah.
Friday night, go to Richton Park.
Richton Park
to watch Moline win their first game of the year, which was exciting, by the way.
Yeah.
Came home, won a bags tournament. Throw that in. And then on Sunday, go back to Chicago to watch UT.
Right.
Moline, I was impressed.
Yeah.
In a different...
Moline, like I've said a million times, Moline has some pieces. If they put it together, boy, they're going to be something.
No, it's a totally opposite. Have you seen UT yet?
I have not seen UT yet.
It's kind of interesting to see them both within 3 days because they're totally different types of teams. Dakari Marr is going to get the ball 90% of the time. Moline, I almost ran out. I did run out of spaces to put my my running backs on my score sheet. They will throw waves and waves of runners at you, different runners, different style runners, and plus they can throw the ball. So, you know, and again, it depends on what the competition was that they faced.
Right.
But they faced speed, and UT was in a hole right away and countered that. So I was just impressed with both teams this weekend, and I think and against Galesburg, I think they're going to face a Galesburg type team. I mean a UT type team because the running back name escapes me. Tons of yards, 200, averaging almost 200 yards.
Galesburg, right?
Yes, the big running back for Galesburg. That's what they have to stop.
Right.
So and it's at Galesburg.
Right.
So I think it sets up interestingly for both of those teams.
Yeah, I mean it's a real chance for Moline to, you know, they've had chances to beat Galesburg the last couple of years and fumbled it away.
Yeah.
Now, can they hold on to the ball? Can they beat Galesburg? Can they get to 2-2 heading into the meat of the conference schedule? UT Alleman, you know, I think Alleman's pretty good. You know, this is you know, this used to be a gimme win, but UT's coming off a win and they're hosting, and you just worry about a trap game there.
A UT win would not surprise me, and I would not have said that before I saw them finally win a game. I credit that first game against LaSalle Peru to not knowing how to win. I think if they had
known how to win, if they had won this game and then played
exactly, I think it might have changed it around. Now, let's talk about a team that I think is still looking for that lost shake or salt. And I'm not sure because the competition that they've faced has been very tough. And that's Rock Island Rocks.
Yeah, right.
They go to Jacobs.
Getting some buzz in the state rankings.
Yeah.
Coming off a loss to Edwardsville, which is ranked in the state in 8A, not 6A. Rock Island is 6A.
Right.
So it's a couple steps down class-wise, enrollment-wise. So Edwardsville, Algonquin, and Jacobs, big schools, lots of bodies, lots of kids.
Well, and Daniel McCarowitz was the one that covered that for us, and he couldn't make it. He had an appointment. I even brought him a cheeseburger. I got an extra one.
You know, you could
and Meisner here. We're gonna toss it to Meisner. There you go. He's got one there. So now we got one for each of us. That's good. But anyway, if you looked at Rock Island stats, and that's what I'm going to go by because that's the box score I saw on our paper. They passed a ton. They threw the ball a lot, like 32 times or something, 36 times, and they really struggled running the ball. Now that may have been attributable to the Jacobs defense, I'm guessing. When you get to Quincy, and here's the thing with Quincy, they both played Alton. And I think Rock Island, they both beat Alton.
Both beat Alton by comparative scores. But they both lost to Edwardsville by comparative scores.
Yeah, and I like the comparative side to Rock Island rather than Quincy. The one drawback there, it's Rock Island's homecoming. And sometimes that can play exactly. Yeah. And what Rock Island has to do is make sure that it doesn't. Because Quincy's the kind of team that will make you pay for something like that. So, you know, there's a lot of factors going into all of the games this week. Any area things that trips your trigger?
You know, Anawan Wethersfield.
Hot team.
Hot team playing another hot team in Stark County. I mean, that's for the LTC lead right now. Mercer County took a step back last week with Spencer Wood getting suspended, and then they lost to Princeville, so that hurts their title
1 and 2, yeah,
so,
they're
So you
2 games back after 3 weeks.
Yeah, Stark County and W both in the 1A rankings. That's going to be a heck of a game.
Orion's still
churning away 3-0
and got a first place vote in our Metro poll. And I know who it's the guy that's not sitting here that did that. If you want to know who that was,
but they've been impressive. I'll back them up. They've been impressive.
Okay.
I don't think we expected them to be 3-0.
Impressive is one thing. Getting the first. What do you think? Jimmy says no.
Jimmy's going.
No, Jimmy says no.
Not quite yet.
Not a number one over Bettendorf, Geneseo, Okay.
Sure.
I'll move them up,
sure.
but I'm not going to go 1.
Sure.
So.
Gotcha.
So what it comes down.
We keep forgetting the Geneseo.
Because they played
Geneseo
Hope.
opens
Because they played Hope last week, and when you said to yourself, no Hope. And
that was a name your score game.
And you were right, and they did name their score.
Geneseo named their score. They stopped at 39. Bless their souls. I mean, that's the kind of program that Geneseo
and that's a good thing. But now LaSalle Peru on the road, which it does change the complexion. That's the first time I think they've been on the road, haven't they? Had three home games in a row. Yeah,
it's a conference game, so it does change the complexion a little bit.
But still, I think Geneseo is a prohibitive favorite in week 4.
I would agree.
Still with that eye on Sterling.
Kind of what I told the state rankings panel. I said, Geneseo, we may not find out how real Geneseo is until week 5 when they welcome in Rochelle, traditional rivals.
Which is 2 weeks down the road.
Yeah.
Next week.
Right, next week.
So.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll leave it on a Buffett theme.
Okay, sounds good.
Come Monday, he'll be all right.
Come Monday,
no matter what team you are.
What about my hat?
You get the cheeseburger.
Awesome. I get a cheeseburger.
And you get the hat with the traditional parrot on the side.
Oh, man.
And we want to again thank Zeglin's TV and Appliance. And if they have any objection to anything like this.
All right, man. Is this a winning look or what?
I can't think of any better way to close it out. That's Jimmy said
cheeseburger in paradise.
Jimmy says no. Well, we'll see you. We got something for Mac next week.
That's right. We're going to make him wear the hat next week for not being here.
Peace out.